Alright guys, welcome to this editing session with me. I'm going to show you how I took this clip from this to this. I'm going to show you all my steps on how I color grade in Davinci Resolve. So first things first, I apply my basic no tree structure to this clip, which kind of looks like this. So the first thing I like to do is like to start working within my primaries and making those adjustments before I do anything else. So to me, I see that the highlights are kind of overexposed. So I'm gonna go to this tab right here and drag them down. Actually, sometimes if that doesn't work, you have to go into the lights here and then kind of bring it down so the skin tones don't look too overexposed. I just kind of find the middle ground here. For me, everything is just a testing game. Go to the extremes, pull the lights all the way up, pull the lights all the way down, and find the middle ground of what looks good. So I kind of like it right there. Next thing I want to do is I want to start messing with the color temperature and seeing what looks the most natural here. I just go by like what looks good to my eye. And then always, for some reason with the Canon, the skin tones do go on the magenta side. So I do like to drag this slider slightly to the left. All right, so next thing I want to do is I want to start going into the lifts and dropping them down a little bit more, making it a little punchy. And just to show you the before and after, that's what we started with. That's where we're at right now. This section is very important because this allows you to get that soft roll off like you have a very expensive camera if you don't. But yeah, on to the next stage here. I like to go into my LUT. And I have a few LUTs that I work with, but my favorite's normally desert skin. But I'm gonna sift through these and see what brings out the skin the best. Kind of like desert skin. So I'll go here, drop this all the way down to 0. And then slightly drag it in until I get some pop of color back in. And before, after. Perfect. So after I adjust my LUT, the next thing I want to do is make individual color adjustments. So I'm going to select this teal, select Shift H to see the selection. That looks good enough to me. I'm going to just come here and change the hue until I get it to like the blue tone that I want. And that looks great. Next thing I want to do is bring out the color in her lips here. Make that pop a little bit more. So select those. Shift H, and now this is where you have to get very specific with your selection here. And just slightly adjust that. Perfect. What I like to normally do here is I like to normally adjust the skin tone, but I think the skin tone looks really great. What I would normally do is select that. Also go into Shift H. And then from there, what I could do is I could just adjust the hue slightly. So I kind of like where it is actually. Come back to LUT, kind of like drag this to be a little more contrasty. Then the last thing I want to do is I want to add a node, effects, base refinement, analyze. Perfect, right here. And I like to just make eye adjustments here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sharpen the eyes a little bit to draw attention to it. And then I just like to mess with these styles a little bit to see what I could do. Before, after. And we are done.